So how do you stay ahead in the midst of rising competition on YouTube? What are the secrets of creators who don't just have short-term success, but actually create long-term success and legacy on YouTube? In this video, we're going to be talking about 3 ways creators stay on the cutting edge, and I'm excited to get into it. But if you are new here, the show is called Coffee with Cannell. My name is Sean Cannell, and let's dive straight into the content. And today we're talking about a recent article that I saw from Harvard Business Review that revealed some shocking data. And it said this: there was a survey in 2019 of 3,500 managers, and it found that only about 29% of new hires have all the skills required for their current roles, let alone for their new ones. And research finds that in key functions such as finance, IT, sales, positions filled today will require, lean in, up to 10 new skills within 18 months. Now, you might be here, of course, because you want to grow your influence on YouTube. You're working on a side hustle. You're a solopreneur. You're building out your business. You want to be an entrepreneur. You already are. And so you might say, well, I'm not in a role at a company. But I think this reveals exactly what we need to do to stay on the cutting edge as YouTube creators. And it gives us data that every 18 months, we need to be learning at least 10 new skills, right? That right now, when you enter into a new role, so by the way, if you're going to get a new job, you're going to work at a new career, going into that new career, you might, only 29% of people even have all the skills. Let alone future skills that we'll need to learn. And that if you want to stay on the edge here, not even on the edge, if you just want to stay at pace with the speed of how business is growing, especially in tech, but all different industries, you need 10 new skills every 18 months. That means if you want to be ahead of the curve, you should be learning 10 new skills every 6 months. And listen, the point of this is we talk about 3 strategies in this video, is how much more if you have the audacity to go full-time on YouTube, you have the audacity to stand out in the midst of rising competition. I'm here to cheer you on, but I'm also here to challenge you to say, you've got to be skilling up. You've got to be leveling up and learning, and that those that are staying on the edge of any field are learning 10 new skills, Harvard Business Review reveals, within 18 months, right? And so here's the power question that we ask all the time. And this is kind of like the vision of our company, is asking this question: what skills do I need to survive and thrive in the new economy? Have you asked that recently? Like, have you actually sat down and brainstormed, what skills do I need to survive and to thrive in the new economy? The new economy is this digital landscape, social media, online marketing, YouTube. What skills do I need to survive and to thrive in the new economy? And a question for you is, what is one skill you're intentionally learning right now? Do you think that's crazy? You know, if you're watching live, let me know where you're watching from. Do you think 10 new skills every 18 months is crazy? What is one skill you're working on right now as you're here as a part of the live show? Because Harvard Business Review, right, revealed to us that in the modern pace of the world, which I realize it can almost cause some anxiety, but it's just the way things are. And our best insurance for tomorrow is our continual preparation today, learning new skills. And we're going to be sharing 3 tips on how to do this. But we've got some people here. We have Rohan. He's learning video editing for his Doodle channel. Video editing, major skill that we need in the modern marketplace, especially on YouTube. What are some skills that you want to learn on YouTube? What's up, Joey? Good to see you. Right now, time management. Yeah, that's a good one. That's there. It's not just technical skills, personal skills, leadership skills. And Ashley, thank you for being real. Seems like a lot. I feel like I never have time to learn new things. And I encourage you to check out the most recent episode of the Think Marketing podcast, because I'm empathetic. Like, I'm a new dad. I've got a 5-month-old, and time can be really scarce. But Ashley, I would challenge you, and I would challenge all of us. We don't really actually have an option. If we want to stay ahead or even just maintain in our careers, we have to be learning new skills. There's a lot of disruption happening in the world right now. And I want to encourage you, you're in the right place, because you are, if you haven't click subscribe here on Think, Marketing, the YouTube channel, or hit like on Facebook, wherever you're watching this, and turn on notifications, because we're here to help you skill up. It's the vision of our company. We're an education company to help you learn new skills, sharpen the saw, and stay on the cutting edge. And so what are some of the other skills, though, you're working on? We've got David saying learning how to set dress, lighting, camera skills, effective B-roll, storytelling. Boom, there's the list. What skills do I need to survive in the new economy? And we want to be intentional, not haphazard or accidental about our learning. We want to identify that skill and then run straight towards it so that we can grow fast. So today, we're talking about 3 ways successful creators stay on the cutting edge. Hit like if you're getting value so far. And then during the second half of the show, I bring you on the show to answer your questions and talk about social media, business, YouTube. If we're just meeting, my name's Sean Cannell. I've grown a couple of YouTube channels across different niches to 1 million and beyond subscribers, a couple to 100,000, a new silver play button from another channel on the way right now. But I'm most proud of our students, and so many people that have been a part of our online courses, our programs, have started from zero, have started further along, and have actually grown to get that silver play button. So if you are on a mission to grow your YouTube channel, smash the subscribe button. But let's talk about 3 successful, how successful creators stay on the cutting edge. Number 1 is commit to continuous learning. Commit to continuous learning. The first step in anything is to make a commitment. It's not the only step, but it's the day you make a decision to say, I'm going to commit to this. It's the day that you say, I'm going to put this on the calendar. You haven't done it yet. Like the day I've ran a couple half marathons and my next challenge is to run a full marathon. And I haven't put it on the calendar yet, mainly because of the pandemic, and some of the marathons have been delayed. And I'm just kidding. I'm actually avoiding the fact that I've been procrastinating to do it. And I don't want to work hard, and it hurts to run long distances, and there's pain in your body. If I'm really honest, that's why it takes commitment. Have you committed to continuous learning? Lifelong leaders are lifelong learners. This isn't my opinion. Data is showing us. Harvard Business Review is revealing, if you want to just stay at a water level and a pace in any skill set, including being a YouTube, an independent content creator, you have to be continuously learning, and learning as many as 10 new skills every 18 months. That starts with a commitment. It actually starts with saying, I'm going to commit to being intentional about my personal growth and about my learning. This is very uncommon. I mean, it's possible that maybe that's not something that the family you were raised in has continued to do. Maybe they kind of stopped learning after high school or college. A lot of people, once they finish traditional school, they don't read another book. They don't listen to an audiobook. They don't get an online course. They don't continue to learn and level up. This is not necessarily common for everybody, but for those who stay on the cutting edge with insurance for their family, for their career, for their income, to really recession-proof your life, and to know that, and that's a strong word, recession-proof. But the reality is, if you're someone who commits to learning, you're going to be in the top 5 to 10% of just people, period. And during any recession, there are still people employed. During any recession, there are still businesses that are succeeding. And I promise you, those are going to be the businesses that are continuing to learn and to level up. I'm asking you, have you committed to continuous learning? Have you made a decision to say, I'm going to become the type of person that learning becomes a lifestyle? If you have, type all in the comments or in the live chat. Just give me an all in, hashtag all in, because number 1, you got to commit to continuous learning. Smash the like button if you're committed. Number 2, you got to clarify what skill you should work on next. This is really the next step, because what I've seen, and I'm really preaching to the choir if you're here watching this very live stream or the replay of this, because you're obviously learning right now. I mean, we are an education, Think Media, Think Marketing is an education channel. So we teach you about YouTube, teach you about cameras, teach you about social media, Clubhouse, like time management, even productivity. Like we're an education channel. So obviously you're already a learner, somebody who is leveling up and learning. But what I've noticed that holds a lot of us back, including myself, is we're living in an age of information overload and information overwhelm. Because you may have, let me know if you can relate to this. There's so many YouTube videos you want to learn. I don't know what skill to learn next. I'm subscribed to a lot of good channels. I bought a couple online courses. There's a couple free webinars. There's a free challenge coming up. I want to do that. Oh, I want to learn how to like go viral on TikTok and be awesome on YouTube. And now I want to learn how to crush it on Clubhouse. And we can get pulled in so many different directions. And Facebook user says, yes, too much info. If you want to approve your account, you can click, there's a link that allows you to approve your account. So I can see your little icon here when I throw it up on the screen. But I think that's a big challenge is, number one, there's overwhelm. Chris says that's a huge problem for me. There's overwhelm with so many different things to learn. And listen, we sometimes try to learn too many things at once. So if you're trying to get better on camera, really understand investing in cryptocurrency, while also trying to become a real estate investor, while also trying to figure out the YouTube algorithm and optimizing the YouTube algorithm, while also trying to learn pottery, I mean, maybe that'll help you because you can relax and do something after hours. You may be trying to learn too many skills at once. So number two is you need to clarify what skill you should work on next. This is how successful content creators stay on the cutting edge. They really think things through and they think about what skill would help me reach my next goal fastest. So type in the chat what skill you think that is for you, but it's actually trying to learn. It's like what skill would move the needle to get you closest to your goal. For a lot of YouTube creators, it probably is video editing because you're like, okay, I've got the video idea. I feel somewhat okay to be on camera. I even shot the footage, but it's sitting on my computer and I'm procrastinating video editing. Now, we encourage you to use things like VidChops, and you can check out Think Media Tools for a lot of our resources. You might delegate that, but in the meanwhile, you probably need to bite the bullet and do it. And listen, if you would just block the time on your calendar to watch Heather Torres's tutorial, that is 45 minutes on how to shoot a video on your smartphone, edit on your smartphone, make a thumbnail on your smartphone, and upload it from your smartphone. And if you block 2 hours, maybe 3, to watch that, do it, and then implement it, after 3 hours, you will have overcome and target and crushed that skill. But most of us aren't intentional with our learning like that. We're just kind of taking snippets of information. We're not calendar blocking out a specific time to learn a specific skill. It's looking ahead and saying, what skill would help me the most? So here's a question. What is standing in between you and taking the next best action in your business as a YouTube creator? If it's uploading the next video and you're like, I'm just stuck on thumbnails, then block time to watch free YouTube videos, do a Skillshare course, get the YouTube starter kit, like whatever it is, so that you can target that one skill and knock it down. Because eventually, like for me, for video editing, I mean, I've been video editing for a lot of years. I don't really got to think about it. Doesn't stress me out because I started video editing in 2003. Eventually, you learn the skill. You get somewhat competent at it. You don't even have to be great at it, but it stops stressing you out. It stops stealing your willpower, your energy. It stops discouraging you because you bit the bullet, you ate the frog, and you just clarified the skill. So what is the next skill you need to work on? And what's the next smartest skill for you? Additionally, as you're further down in your entrepreneurship journey, you might know that Think Media is now 13 people. We're actually hiring, by the way, if you want to go to workwiththink.com and you think we have 4 positions that we're expanding into. At this point, me getting better at video editing is not the best skill that I need to work on next because we're a whole team of content creators. So for me, it might be higher levels of leadership, which I am studying intentionally, or it might be better understanding the YouTube algorithm at a high level and a strategic level, or it might be Monday.com to better learn how to team management and project plan so that the whole team stays organized. It could be time management, team management, leadership. It's taxes. Like this small town kid, I'm a small town kid, college dropout, started shooting videos in my bedroom. Now I got a multiple 7-figure budget to manage, like profit, loss, tax bills, taxed 36%? You know, are we setting money aside for that? What are tax strategies? How do you set up a trust for your family? How do you set up corporate structures? So there's S corps connected to LLCs. We just broke down the matrix. Here's the deal. What skill do you need to work on next? Successful content creators that stay on the cutting edge keep learning skills, and they clarify one skill, maybe two skills that they're going to work on next. So let's see. Paul says, my next challenge is reaching out to my potential audience of global English learners. What skill would you need to learn, Paul? Or what competency would you need to level up in that particular case? If you actually want to check out some of the positions we have at Think Media, Melissa just posted, you can go to workwiththink.com to see the positions that we are hiring for. Chris says, learning the algorithms and driving traffic to my sites. Brilliant. Driving traffic. Maybe you've picked up the book from Russell Brunson called Traffic Secrets, which helps you when you know what skill you need to work on next. It then becomes clear what resources you should be attracted to. It almost helps you. You're watching YouTube and then a thumbnail pops up. You're like, oh, that's for me because that's the skill I need to learn. You know, that's the skill that I want to tackle next. David says B-roll is a challenge for me. I'm always getting loads and thinking about it's all rubbish. I need to become more succinct. And David, I don't know if you saw Omar's video on B-roll, but if you type in Think Media B-roll, you could watch 10 minutes of Omar's video, calendar block out, and I hope you're doing like calendar planning on something like Google Calendar, and just say, okay, this coming Saturday, I'm going to block 90 minutes. I'm going to watch a video on B-roll, and then I'm going to watch the video on my phone, play and pause, and recreate the scenes that Omar shows me in that video. Now you're bringing some structure to your learning. Now you're bringing some structure in terms of the timing, in terms of the place, in terms of some real mentorship and real practice and real, as opposed to just mindlessly consuming. Because friends, sometimes just because you even have YouTube videos on with information doesn't even mean you're in a place where you're really getting it. You might be studying how to build a funnel, how to build a website, how to build a sales page, how to build a sales process, how to build an online course. But at some point, you can only take so much information. You need to implement. It's learn and do, learn and do, learn and do, learn and do. So if it's, okay, basic funnel, let me build it and get one working. And you'll learn so much by getting it set up. Smash like if you're getting value out of this video so far. And let me know what skill should you work on next. Not that you want to work on next. I'm guilty of this. I want to keep reading actually all about YouTube, which is good because that's also what I help people with. I want to keep studying YouTube at a deeper level, and I should. But there are things like that I'm less excited about, like business insurance. And so Bill and my wife and I are talking about business insurance and insurances that small businesses should have. I'm not pumped about that. But it's what skill should I be working on next? And who should I be working with to maybe learn that skill? In this case, it's Bill. Bill's helping me and we're figuring it out. Brings us to number 3, create a PDP. Create a PDP. Number 1, commit to continuous learning. Number 2, clarify what skill you should work on next. Number 3, create a PDP. What does that mean? PDP stands for Personal Development Plan. So let me challenge you. If your personal development plan is not written, it's not real and you're not serious about growth. You're just not. Like if you haven't made a plan, you're clearly not. A business without a plan is not serious about business. A YouTube channel without a plan is not serious. Maybe you're sort of moving forward, but you've probably been dabbling. You're not dominating. If you're going to really start to dominate and take traction and territory with your YouTube channel, read the title of this video. This is 3 ways successful creators stay on the cutting edge and stay at the top this year, next year, and even if you're on your journey up and starting from scratch. It's one thing to reach. It's one thing to get to a level of success. To maintain it is challenging because things are changing fast. So it's the person who has an intentional growth plan, also known as a PDP, a personal development plan. And this means it could be the people you put in your life, the programs you put in your life, the communities you're a part of, the books you're reading, how you're journaling, how you're methodically going about growing in your discipline. I've been listening to one of my favorite freestyle rappers is blowing up on YouTube. His name's Harry Mack. If you've never seen him, cool guy to follow on Instagram as well. He's incredible in moment by moment freestyle. He has people give him like 3 words on Omegle, and then off of those 3 words, he starts to freestyle rap. He's really good at it. So he released a video that was 22 minutes long, and this is our temptation. And in this video, he actually talked about how he practices with a random word generator. He sets up constraints, like he's not allowed to use filler bars. And he sets up how he's going to build schemes, and he sets some things up, and then he actually practices intentionally. And he says the practice is different than the performance. But the reason he's so remarkable and going viral in the performance is because he's committed to the practice. Oh, I feel like there's somebody that today is going to commit to making a PDP and commit to making a personal development plan that's going to help you accelerate faster than you ever thought before. Because in the past, you left your learning to just haphazard randomness, and maybe that's led to random results. But when you start getting intentional and structured, and you start to actually plan and practice, then all of a sudden, 6 months later, 12 months later, 24 months later, you're wondering why you're pulling ahead of your competitors. You're wondering why, oh, where did her skills come from? Where did he all of a sudden begin to, man, that he's improved. She's improved. They've made some, wow, her thumbnails are getting better. Wow, his video hooks are getting stronger. Wow, that YouTube channel is growing. Wow, the first 100 videos, those weren't very good. You were practicing. Use your season in obscurity to prepare you for popularity. But shoot, when did she all of a sudden glow up and blow up? Because she has a PDP. She's got a personal development plan. And guess what happens on the other side of working your PDP? You get better. You get skills. You sharpen your talents. You sharpen your abilities. And then your results. Whenever you see greatness, know that there's years and hours and 5,000, 10,000 hours of practice that went behind that particular skill. And why? Because I bet you want to get a silver play button. I bet you want to go full time. I bet you, I was just talking to somebody last month, 10,000 a month in AdSense. Been grinding. Friend of mine, his system is incredible. His hustle has been remarkable. He's had a lot of perseverance. 10 grand a month, friends, in AdSense. That's 120K a year, not his only income stream. And so does that sound awesome? Well, then what's your PDP to reverse engineer back from your financial targets and your view targets on YouTube or whatever it is that you're working on? Create a personal development plan. And with that, let me just give you a couple ideas as you're thinking about what is a personal development plan. Underneath there, you might want to identify first, number 2, what skills should you work on next? There's hard skills, there's soft skills, there's technical skills, there's new platform, there's software, and that's not even all of them. But let's talk about it. So you're trying to identify what skills do you need to develop next. Hard skills are like accounting. Now, there's a great book called Who Not How. Maybe your goal is to understand accounting and hire an accountant, or go to H&R Block, or go to bench.com or .co, which is an online accounting service. You're going to figure out how you're going to solve that problem in your business, accounting or your personal finances. Copywriting is a hard skill. Melissa Caputo on our team is our lead copywriter. That's the power of writing persuasive marketing copy and words, not copywriting like Erica on our team helps with, which is preventing yourself from like copyright protection. 2 different things can be confusing. Data analysis, event planning, foreign language fluency, graphic design, mathematics, SEO, information technology, thumbnails, how to write a YouTube title, hard skills. Okay, what hard skills do you need? Soft skills. Soft skills are maybe adaptability. Soft skills could be your productivity, and maybe it's mindset, because maybe if you're honest, you spend 50, 60, 70% of your day not taking action because you dwell in your own mind in self-doubt, negativity, and loops of low productivity because you haven't got the mental toughness to push through just implementing work. If you were self-aware to reveal that, run straight for it. First of all, don't beat yourself up. Like, it can be really discouraging to see, like, holy crap, this is the most discouraging stream Sean's ever done. All I realized is I just don't have skills. And 18 months from now, I'm going to be 10 more skills negative. I'm not trying to make this discouraging. I'm trying to actually just help and talk about the state of the world in 2021 and beyond. We got to be skilling up, but it's never going to lead us to a positive place to like, just be like, shoot, I got no skills. It's just to identify, man, what do I need to grow in, target it, and then think about how am I going to attack that? So soft skills are like teamwork, motivation, like how to motivate yourself, leadership, decision-making, creativity, time management, conflict resolution. Technical skills or new platforms could be like, I need to learn Monday.com. And listen, friends, the gray in my beard might show you that it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. At 37 years old, I hate learning new software programs. I'm freaking with you. Like Heather's like, you got to use Monday.com because you're the CEO and you're setting a bad example. And I'm like, no, I don't want to use it. And I start crying like my son, Sean Bradley. And I'm a whiner, but I got to suck it up. And so do you. And you got to learn new skills, because the new level of our company with multiple people in it, we need tools like Monday.com and Slack and Google Calendar and color coding the calendar to communicate amongst each other. My friends, I am a creative, probably like a lot of you. I think that time is more like music. It's fluid. If someone says be there at 6, I'm like, what does that mean? 6:25 should be all right. I'm beating to, I'm dancing to a beat of my own drum. Well, guess what? Apparently that's not what time means. 6 p.m. means 6 p.m. It doesn't mean whenever you vibe in, creative person, right? So I have to be willing to change. I have to be willing to learn new skills like time management, but also like embracing tools. I started Think Media. You want to know how we communicated? A couple of us. First of all, it's just me. So I had to first deal with my self-talk, right? Like I had to first deal with like motivate myself, talk to myself, direct message myself. Hey, Sean, you need to make a video today. Second, then it's like Heather, Kyle, and Omar. And guess what software we used? Facebook Messenger, one thread for everything happening in the business. And Sonia, like if it was like finances, if it was about a check, if it was about a video, if it was about correcting a video, if it was 30 messages back and forth about refining a title, one long text thread, Facebook Messenger thread was our communication. Every 18 months, Harvard Business Review revealed that we need to be learning new skills. 10. And I'll tell you what, we would be dead at this point in Think Media if I was not willing, and thank God for Heather Torres, to change, skill up, learn Google Calendar, learn Slack, learn some new things. And even though I'm resistant to it, technical skills, new platforms. I don't know how to use Clubhouse. Well, it's not that hard, but like, and that's probably not your biggest problem, but like learning, you got to learn short form content. Do you know how to create a reel? Do you know how to create a TikTok? Do you know how to create short, not just how to create it, but how to use it? Do you even know how to use Instagram? Well, yeah, I'm trying to know how to post. But do you look, how often do you look at your Instagram insights? That's what I thought. Never. Maybe you need to skill up. Saucy coffee with Cannell Day. Hey, I'm here because I appreciate you. I love you. And I really do want to help. Technical skills, software, picking a piece of software. Friend, stop debating what video editing software you're going to use. Frickin' pick one and learn it. You could be done with that skill in the next 48 hours, at least off to the races. Pick LumaFusion, watch Omar's video, and stop debating. Pick iMovie, watch some free videos on YouTube or watch a Skillshare course or something on it and start making videos. If you complain to me one more time that I just don't know what video software I should pick, and you've been researching that for 8 months, you are your own worst enemy. Like you have to get past indecision, start making some decisive moves to pick the skill, attack this. Well, what if I pick the wrong software? What if you do? A decent decision actually executed is a whole lot better than you pondering for another 3 months on if it's the right camera or if it's the right thing. You're going to have to pivot along the way as you go. Just start learning the next critical skill that's going to help you reach the next goal that you've set for growing your YouTube channel and your business. You got to create a PDP. As we land the plane, hit like if you're getting value today. What's your PDP? Here's a couple questions. If you've identified what skill you're going to learn, have you ordered or got from the library or picked out the audiobooks of the 1 to 3 best books on that skill set? This is like actually 101 for any creator that stays on the cutting edge. Now, to be fair, not everybody has to read. I do think that readers are leaders and leaders are readers. People listen to audiobooks, but there's other ways to learn in today's. It could be identifying a podcast that's all about one vertical. Like if you want to learn funnels, you just go deep in someone's podcast about funnels. But hear me, it's pretty smart. You want to go to the cutting edge of an industry, identify the skill, and order today off of Amazon the 3 books with at least 1,000 reviews each, if possible, unless it's super niche, so that you actually know there's some of the best books. You don't need more than that, and read all 3. So don't just buy them, actually read them. That's a personal development plan. Here's the next 3 books I'm going to read. What is the next online course you're going to take? We saw stats that revealed that there's a productivity boost in corporations of 30% of a return on investment for every dollar a corporation spends on an online course or online e-learning for their team, for their company. They get a 2,900% return on investment. How much more should you be purchasing and investing in online courses? Right now, there's a $2,000 program on referrals and how to actually not just go viral on YouTube, get more views, organic traffic, or paid traffic. It's about referrals. So I identified that is the next skill for where we're at that I want to invest in. And so I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm purchasing a $2,000 course. I'm not saying you have to purchase a $2,000. I'm just saying, what PDP? What is the next online course you want to take? What's the next Skillshare course, Udemy course? What's the next free course? What's the next 3 books you're reading? What podcasts are you listening to? And here's a huge challenge. Lean in. Pull over. I know you're driving and you shouldn't even be listening to this, and definitely don't be watching me on video, just audio while you're driving. Have Fufu sit down. I know you're on a walk. Listen, when it comes to your PDP, I want you to actually stop consuming some content. What content do you need to stop consuming? What do I mean? You don't need to be listening to 10 podcasts when you're trying to kill one skill. Fair enough? Because if you go, man, I gotta crack the code on this funnels thing. My online course is done. I'm trying to set up a page. I'm trying to build a funnel. I need to figure out this kind of marketing. That is the thing I need to do. And that's hard enough as it is. I don't need to be studying 9 other things simultaneously. Now, of course, you're like, Sean, you're a little saucy today, dude. Like, chill out, bro. Like, I get to do what I want. Yeah, you get to do what you want. Like, I am not your dad, and I'm not going to wipe your butt. Wow, father talking now. This is what it is. I wipe Sean Bradley's butt. I'm not going to wipe yours. Stay with me. Let's focus. You can do whatever you want. You can listen to 10 podcasts if you want to, but the thing is, legit, this is coming from a place of love. If you want to start creating some serious momentum and start really taking down your skills, like shooting down bowling pins with a BB gun at a carnival, if you want to be knocking down one skill at a time, or like that old BB gun cowboy game where there'd be like little tin targets, ting, ting, little targets. Anybody ever been to a carnival? Kind of scary. Like these carnivals that go from town to town. You're like, am I going to get mugged? Like, is this a safe place? Ting, ting. If you want to shoot down skill by skill by skill by skill, what are you going to stop reading, stop watching, stop listening to for a season so that you can get momentum? What books you buying? What online courses you getting? What podcasts are you listening to? Let me give you this question. What online courses have you not done yet? Don't buy another online course. Don't buy another program. Don't join another challenge. Don't watch another webinar. You already have information you need to implement on that you've already studied, but you never closed the loop. You never actually shot. You shot at the little shoot, I missed 3 times. Oh, squirrel. There's a new strategy that's working to go viral on Facebook. Let me join that challenge too. Stop the madness. Keep focused on the one target until ting, ting. You start pounding down those targets because you've clarified what the next important skill is in your business, your YouTube channel is, and you've created a personal development plan for people to join. You've created a personal development plan to tackle that one skill. Hey, this has been Coffee with Cannell. We're honest on the show, and we've got people in the house talking about Clubhouse is that latest biggest squirrel. I hope you saw my video on Clubhouse. I love it. I think it's a powerful platform. But the question is this the most valuable use of my time right now? And it might not be, because there's something else that will actually move the needle in your business next. Journey to Wellness in the house. Sean ain't yo daddy. I'm not your daddy. You got to implement these 3 tips. Number 1, commit to continuous learning. Number 2, clarify what skill do you need to work on next. And number 3, create a personal development plan, and you can identify what is it you're going to do. Are you going to join a group? Are you going to be, by the way, I am a part of 2 prayer groups. I'm a part of an entrepreneur men's prayer group that meets on Zoom on Monday mornings at 7 a.m. And I'm a part of a Bible study that meets at Tuesdays in Las Vegas at 5 p.m. These are intentional environments that I'm putting myself in to continuously learn, I believe, the important skill of spiritual development, character development, connection and community. In this case, it's all with men. So it's all growing with other fathers and business leaders. And I found that those environments keep me fresh, challenge me, are a place where I can be super real and raw, are a place where we can share burdens together. Those are a scheduled time on my calendar of personal development. When you really have a personal development plan, you have an actual plan, and you have actual dates, and you have actual, moments for people to, for you to develop yourself. My man. Regan, PDP, that's right. Personal development plan. Just Larry, I love advice on my channel and I'd pay for it. Awesome, man. I appreciate the super chat. Hey, today's episode, as we get ready for some Q&A, and if you got a question, drop 4 question marks and then post it after, is brought to you by talkwiththink.com. Talkwiththink.com. If you specifically are wondering if any of our courses, events, or coaching programs are right for you, maybe you want some help getting clarity of where you are in your journey. Maybe you're even at I'm not really sure what the next best skill. I gave you a lot of resources today, but we also have some specific things that we have that can help you grow. Like, for example, you might say, it's confidence, man. I'm scared to get on camera. I'm also just not motivated. I'm struggling with motivation, with taking action, with self-confidence. Your most important account is not your Dogecoin account, your Bitcoin account, your Dick's Sporting Goods account, or even your bank account. I believe your most important account is your confidence account, because if you don't have confidence, you'll always find a way to lose. And so when you start growing your confidence, that's when you start creating and taking massive action. So for example, we have a course called our Camera Confidence course. It's not just some random course you should invest in, but if you were to say, I have identified that confidence is a soft skill that I really, really want to grow in, then I'm going to write that down, pick out that resource for it, take that action, invest in that program, and you will begin to experience, transformation, and you'll be attacking a skill that you predetermined. Fair enough. So that's what Talk with Think's all about. Whether it has to do with YouTube, and whatever you need help with, our team will help you. We're not going to help you have a better garden, but if there's some business questions you have, YouTube questions you have, online video live streaming questions you have, you can hear about that. If you want to jump on the phone with one of our team members, go to talkwiththink.com, link in the description below. Coffee with Cannell brought to you today by brought to you by talkwiththink.com. With that, I should probably take a sip of the coffee as we get ready for Q&A. And if you got a question, go ahead and drop 4 question marks before and after it. SVE bartender, thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah, I think we can all do a quick channel review on that here. James, if you don't execute your ideas, they'll die. Amen. Agree 100%. And I appreciate you, James, and thanks for being here today. Let me know your aha moment from today. Today's content was a little bit different. I hope you felt my heart, and as well as a little bit of genuine challenging you. We need coaches, man. We need people who aren't going to tell us what we necessarily want to hear, but what we need to hear. And I know for me, sometimes we need a kick in the pants. I'm here to Uncle Sean here to you know, call you out, challenge you, and help you get results. We got Steve the bartender. It's not Steve the bartender. Is this Steve the bartender? No. SVE bartender. Channels. Steve the bartender must be your competition. Yeah, he's got a big channel. Unless I'm looking at your icon wrong. Or am I right? Because I'm not finding the channel. Oh, there it is. There it is. Fair enough. Here we go. Awesome. Okay, quick one. We're gonna bring some people on. SVE bartender, really clean. Your graphic design is fire. Really good banner. Really good photography. Shockingly good, to be honest. It's absolutely incredible. Maybe it looks like some of these cocktail drinks or whatever. Photography. I feel like you didn't take them, which is fine, just because they're so good. Maybe you did, but like they look like absolute commercial. Let me see here.
25 milliliters of strawberry syrup.
Okay, good. So there's like a voiceover you're showing, like real quick answer. Okay, that's almost like a YouTube short. That's interesting. This probably is a YouTube short. Yeah, good.
Guess what cocktail we're making?
Okay, cool. I'm glad you're doing YouTube shorts. That's cool. Most popular 2 months ago. So this is great. Okay. Sick. So this is a good example. And hey, add value to everybody here. YouTube Shorts is a thing. It's still very early stage, under 60 seconds, vertical. And this one's popping off on the short shelf. No doubt about it. 34,000 views. Check the analytics on here. See where traffic's coming from. You may be getting some subscribers. I assume you are. Success leaves clues. This is your most popular video, and it's a YouTube short. So that's exciting. And the question of the day for the Coffee with Cannell crew is, should you be making shorts? Can you be making some shorts? I see you doing a lot of shorts. There's another one. So keep rinse and repeat. Quite literally, those are crushing. So these top ones all are at the minute mark. That signals. This one's 21 seconds at 4,000 views, but this one's at a minute. This one's at a minute too. So it's that full recipe short seems to be doing really well. I love how you did the thumbnails because it's a full thumbnail. And you've got the actual drink, though, that very much fits in the vertical short space. So, I mean, I think that there's a couple of things you have to think about strategically now. And that is there's shorts channels getting 250 million views a day off shorts. Where's it all going to go, though? I think when you start building that influence, you could start thinking about brand deals, brand sponsorships, and just pure awareness. But it's probably not going to make you a lot of money in AdSense because you only really get the ads when stuff is watched on the desktop and not on the Shorts platform, at least for now. And it's probably not going to be something that people would click affiliate links on because that workflow is there's more friction there. However, again, if you could get 500,000 subscribers and 100 million Shorts views a month, that's great. 100 million? I think I meant 250,000 views every day. We at Think Media get 250,000 views every 2 days off a library of videos that we've worked hard on for years. People with 8 weeks into a shorts channel are getting 250,000 views every day, which is leading to just insane impact. And so I think keep it going, keep experimenting with other content formats. I would double down eventually on maybe, other formats, but shorts seems to be working best for you. But this type of content would probably have long term. I like that you're using the chapters, and you're really early on in your journey. Let's acknowledge that this is a very competitive space. So I think the encouragement that I would tell you, and this is actually pretty remarkable with as many videos, 71,000 views, and up 115%, 17 uploads with the shorts is definitely helping that. 1,000 new subscribers. This is look at this coffee with Cannell. If you're green, if you're going for green, if you're getting green, be grateful. If you're going for green, keep it up. You don't need me to tell you anything. Like, you got 200% growth here, 31%. I know that's hard to sustain, but like, keep it up. Like, any business, any athlete, any form of measure, any church growth, if they were like, well, we're up 204% in attendance and 115% in giving, and we're up 31% in leadership morale, and we're just up in all directions. If that was the case, you'd be like, this is going awesome. And then the key would be two things: perseverance and patience. Being patient, because I know you want to blow up overnight, and you're probably one video away from doing that, especially with shorts. But perseverance is all the way back to the continuous learning, skilling up, PDP, and then just keep building, because that'll be a compound effect that I think continues to get you towards your goals. Hey, we got Maxwell Bates on the Coffee with Cannell show today. Maxwell, tell me about your channel. What's your question today?
Hello. I'm Maxwell Bates. And my question is, how often should you be posting shorts content? Because it doesn't take as long to make. And I've been taking my videos that I've been making, the longer form, and making them into shorts. And then also my second question is, if you have a longer form video that's done well in the past, should you take that video and make it into a shorts video and upload that to your channel as a short?
Really good question. So the question is YouTube Shorts. Disclaimer, until we've really tested them at Think Media, I'm only going to pass along best practices that I've learned from my friends Alex and Benji's testing them, and Daryl Eves. Number one, if you really want to go all in on shorts, you potentially want to post 2 to 3 a day for a week. Okay. Then after the first 7 days, you could post 1 a day forever, 7 days a week. I think that exactly your next question is figuring out content formats. The goal with shorts is not just like, oh, because it's a short and because you just repurpose some random moment of some other video that it's going to do well. But of course, it's thinking about what kind of content will do best on shorts. And so testing that and thinking about that. I think that one of the coolest examples of shorts, I'll give you some resources to research, is Legal Eagle. He shoots shorts 3 to 5 at a time. He sits down with a vertical camera. His editor puts together, he reacts to things. He talks about trending news stories. And in addition to his long form videos, he is putting out shorts. He's figured out his format, and he's creating shorts natively. That's a huge key. He's creating shorts for shorts. These are not repurposed. My other friend, Ben Schmick, Authentic. Wow. And you're watching me spell. That's not something you want to see. Ben Schmacky. His shorts, full thumbnail. And he is also, this is also a native creative short. So that's someone to look at, but nice and clean. He does some unboxings in shorts. Here's one, the GoPro 9 tripod mount adapter. And he, again, does kind of a point of view thing here. And that's like a 60 seconds stuff. You have 6 sisters, like Kristen Hills. They have a shorts channel. And this is a great example of pure repurposing. And you can notice that like 350 views, like some of them aren't doing great, but here's where you can tell when a short busts off into the short shelf. And it's this one, 36,000 views, and it's scrambled eggs, breakfast muffins. And I think she does a native intro. I'm pretty sure that's like a actual shorts intro. And then they repurpose a recipe video from somewhere else. And you can see that, especially this is a brand new channel dedicated to shorts, and they're able to sustain that and commit to that and see which one of these videos pop out. Benji Travis, co-author of the book we wrote together called YouTube Secrets, is kind of doing, they're not even really tutorial based. They're more like food porn. They are purely just looking at food and being like, I wish that's what I was eating. Okay, that's an actual tutorial. And so watch this, Alfredo shorts. Okay, this one's kind of, or like best scrambled eggs. So 55,000 views. Yes, okay. Chives. It's a little bit of a tutorial, but it's not really amounts. And you get the delivery of, oh my gosh, Benji, like that. I need those scrambled eggs in my life. In 30 seconds, 55,000 views. Last time I checked, it was 36,000 views. And so that one's doing really well compared to, let's say, this popcorn one that got 3,000 views. And based on its subscribers, this one probably has not got picked up on the shorts shelf yet. Another thing to know is that sometimes it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks for the videos to show up on the shorts shelf. And that if you are generally taking action on YouTube shorts right now, you're taking action in kind of the Wild West. It's more established in India. There is the ability to create native shorts right from the app. It's not even fully launched in the US yet, unless it's about to be. But the power is, if you start leveraging shorts right now, you can get some maybe early videos sucked into the shorts algorithm. How do you do it? You're either putting hashtag shorts in the title or you're putting hashtag shorts in the description. However, there's been studies, people that are testing, that are seeing YouTube just knows what it is eventually. And that's whether or not it gets pulled into the shorts shelf. And the shorts shelf, if you haven't updated your YouTube app, and I'm just talking to everybody in Coffee's channel, update your YouTube app.
Yeah.
Scroll on your homepage, and besides videos being recommended to you, you'll see not just YouTube stories, but you'll see a shorts shelf, and you can watch one and the next one will autoplay, and you can start interacting with them. And the big question, you can't really monetize them. You can if your channel's monetized, but the ads don't play on the shorts shelf. However, influence comes first, income comes second. So what's the big idea and the big strategy with shorts is that as scrambled eggs, for example, gets recommended to people on the shorts shelf, they can press subscribe on Benji's channel. After they do, maybe later on, they can watch his how to cook tonkatsu video where he's actually in the video. Some people are uploading shorts on their main channel. Some people are creating a separate channel. Our plan at Think Media is to start experimenting with 2 shorts a week on our main channel and maybe eventually start a clips channel. But disclaimer, that is a lot of best practice that is solid from others, but we have yet to really dive in and test it ourselves.
Should I take my video that I made a short of and then be like, oh, link in the description below to the full-length video? Or
people are doing that. Some people are making shorts as a preview for their full video, because you can still put up an end card at the end that people could tap, takes them into like the full platform. One example that we're going to do is, like, maybe there's the best lenses for the Canon M50 and there's like 10 of them, and that's like a 10-minute video. But we'll make a short that's like the top 3 lenses for the Canon M50. That's kind of like quickly deliver the information. It's like, if you want to see the full length version, click or tap the screen. So absolutely, you could put an end card at the end of your shorts and link to like another video after that. What else?
And then other thing is, I have a channel that I'm doing with my sister who does American-based recipes, and then I was wondering, should I put the metric-based recipe on my other channel, because I already have my personal channel, the Maxwell Bates channel for vegan food. And if I'm making videos for that, should I also make a metric video that I just put on there, because I'm already doing the voiceover for the other channel? So should I just upload it there also and change the metric from American Standard to metric?
Is it the same audience?
Similar items. They're both based around veganism, vegan food, and predominantly gluten-free, like health-based living, gluten-free, oil-free, things like that.
Is it the
I
same
just
audience
made
though? Because
some
are you
vegan
saying
hybrid
metric is in like
pasta.
international measurement versus?
Yeah, most of the viewers on the Eating Vegan channel, which is the channel with me and my sister, are mostly American-based viewers, where most of my viewers from the Maxwell Bates channel are mostly international viewers, because as a college student who I'm in the multimedia program, they teach you all the things in metric, so I kind of had to learn metric, so now I've become used to that. So I was wondering, should I
You
do
could experiment on the same channel. To me, it sounds like, again, I wouldn't really understand metric. I'd have to convert it. So that would say I'm not your ideal audience. So if you're doing a voiceover with metric and you have a chance to put that on another channel, I'd consider doing that. And then I would challenge you as we land the plane that I would still, the energy it takes to also run two channels, you could invest into one and try to really say, what is your biggest audience? What's the one audience? Really good book by Gary Keller is called The One Thing, and really going after one thing first. I get it. It's cool to do the two, but you know, I shouldn't upload two things. I shouldn't upload Spanish dubbed Think Media videos on the Think Media channel because our main audience is English speaking. Now we could create a Think Media Espanol channel. Maybe not a terrible idea if there was a system around it, but nevertheless, we have enough problems today. As the size of company we are with 13 people, just staying ahead and maintaining our current schedule before adding more complexity. So that's just some friendly advice, is to just think, for everybody too, think about like, don't spread yourself too thin. So just a thought. I mean, if you're trying to educate everybody that speaks in metric measurements, and you're maybe going too big. It's kind of like expanding territories. Like if a business is in the West Coast and they're like, let's just expose to Central and the East Coast, and businesses fail because of that, because they overextend. Like they really did the West Coast well, but now they're trying to do too much. Just a thought. I mean, that might be kind of a huge example for just running a little spin-off channel, but does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hey, Maxwell, I appreciate you. Did you get value today? Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I was so excited. I've watched your channel for years, and I've always wanted to be on here. And generally, it was always during one of my school times, and I would generally be in school, but I'm going into finals, so I was like, okay, well, I can do this after class. And so right now, I'm gonna be working after this. I'm gonna be working on my final multimedia project, for which I'm also going to be uploading to my YouTube channel, for how to make a vegan fettuccine pasta from scratch.
Dude,
and
awesome.
So I was like, I'm so excited that I was able to talk to you, because I have been wondering these questions, and nobody I talked to at school in the whole multimedia program as a college student knew the answers to that, because they're like, YouTube, we don't do that. And I was like, yeah, but that's it's the second world's largest search engine.
Come on. You're right, man. I appreciate that, Maxwell. And thank you so much for the kind words and for coming on today. All right. Take care. My friends, let's clarify a few things as you gently touch the like button. I appreciate that. Thomas says, I wish I was to the point where I qualified to do shorts. You don't got to qualify for nothing, man. You don't got to be at any point. You can start a new channel for shorts. So how do you qualify for shorts? You don't have to qualify. You just upload them. You just upload short videos. And people who are starting new channels, now pause. If you haven't dominated your current territory, we have 3 restaurants in Washington State. How about we also expand to Oregon, Idaho, Arizona? You might overextend yourself if you try to well, let me just launch 10 new channels. Hear me. Massive opportunity with shorts. Is it the best use of your energy right now? Could be. That's up for you to determine. You open a new channel, you start uploading less than 60-second videos, and first week you upload 3 to 5 a day. Then you start uploading 1 a day, and eventually it can pop off and some crazy short stuff has happened. This is what a short is. Here's a good example of Gary Vee repurposing some content. Obviously just a clip, a little headline, a little logo down here, And then here's an example at the end of the fact that it can pop up videos and take you to another video. And so you can fall into a rabbit hole of shorts, if you will, or even other content. The links at the end could be to other shorts or to your full-length videos. So that is a YouTube short. It is still developing, and you don't have to qualify for anything. Shorts has helped me put out content on my channel on busy weeks. I love that. My friend from Snow Dogs, she decided, because her main channel was so established. How did I spell this? Gone with the Snow Dogs. Her main channel is okay. She's doing some shorts on the main channel. So here's, just different shorts. My husky has a question for you, #shorts. So you could check out that. And if you watch the replay of this video, if you just joined, there's a couple different examples. So you can kind of do some research on shorts. But here's an example of Snow Dog shorts with Gone with the Snow Dogs. And she's just putting out 41 seconds, 55 seconds, 32-second YouTube shorts. And then watch this, 2.9 million views. What? In the last 28 days, 12,000 subs, 11 uploads, because of the power of shorts and the power of really cute dogs. So 2 months ago, what happens when a husky puppy comes out to play in the snow? And this video went viral, 1.3 million views on shorts. The channel only has 81,000 subscribers, right? This one, my husky, will my husky come inside during a snowstorm? That's pretty funny, right? You got to admit, like, that's going to get that emotion. Too cute. The dog sending you all the feels. I'm not responding. This is what my dog Sophie does. I'm like, Sophie, and she just stares at me. She's not obedient. She doesn't listen to anything I say. She is actually the queen of the house, and I'm clearly, who's the dog in the situation? I'm pretty sure it's me. And so you could see this is a good example of shorts really blowing up, and just a spin-off. And let's look at the cadence. 16 hours, 5 days, 1 week, 1 week, 1 week. So that's a couple a week at this point. But there was a season where she really sprinted on them. So #shorts. Shorts shelf. Can it mess up your stats? It'll reduce the average view duration on your channel. It's what happened to Legal Eagle, but it doesn't hurt his channel, because listen, the total watch time minutes went up, even though the average view duration, because the videos are shorter, went down. So it did not hurt his channel, but it will mess with your stats. You have to decide, do you want to start a separate channel or not? We, again, are going to do one here, one there on Think Media, or a couple on the weekends. Is it a good idea to repurpose IGTV content to YouTube? Amy, I'd tell you how I'd do it. I would actually kind of think about YouTube Shorts first. I would then, okay, that's a good question. It's a little bit different. I would go YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok. That's what we're going to try to implement at Think Media. And our short form content, maybe not all things in all places, but it's all vertical, And so that's one thing we're thinking. I think IGTV content, what I'd like to say, Amy, if it's under 60 seconds, it's a short. The better way to think, in my opinion, is to repurpose YouTube content to IGTV, because I believe YouTube is a more powerful, more long-term, more search-based platform. And you could take a nice YouTube video and make it, that's just what we do. And I would say, but your question is test it. Like, that's great. Sounds great to me. And so here's what I would, just to give you, if we're not connected on Instagram, hit me up at Sean Cannell on Instagram. And this is an example of an IGTV. So it's 2 minutes and 8 seconds. And this is a YouTube video, but then it goes into IGTV format. So this would not be a short because it's 2 minutes. So I wouldn't want to repurpose this in reverse. I wouldn't want to move this vertical video to YouTube and make it a 2-minute YouTube video. I would want to do YouTube first and then go to IGTV next. And we do this kind of stuff. This is 1 minute, 24 seconds. So none of these would really be good on shorts. And so that's why TikTok Reels, YouTube Shorts, 60 seconds or less. I think Reels or 15. Maybe eventually you get 30 if you get unlocked in them or whatever. Yeah, if you want to connect at Sean Cannell on Instagram. And coming up next, we got Just Larry on the Coffee with Cannell show. Just Larry, what's your question? What's your channel? How can I help?
Hi, Sean. Awesome being here, man. I have been a fan of yours for literally years, but I've been one of those guys that never hit that record button. And finally, I came and excuse my attire. I work from home, so I had to run downstairs from the office while I'm in a conference call on WebEx, and I kind of snuck out of it. So hopefully they're not calling my name.
Dude,
But,
awesome. I appreciate you being here. Do you have a YouTube channel? Did you press record?
Yeah, I did. My channel is Just Larry, and just recently did it. Now, I'm a former, don't hold it against me, legislator. I was a former politician. Got into it in my 20s. I'm your age. And, so I always thought I wanted to have a channel that would be more like a political talk show. And somehow I fell recently into this, true crime type thing, because it kind of fits with politics. And did some true crime live. I just hit live. And, we went on and started discussing some of these true crime cases. And I don't know. I mean, to me, at least, it feels I kind of been growing fast, like literally within
amazing.
within a week and a half.
And you only have a couple videos out.
Yeah, the other ones were just old ones. I really only have 3.
My friends, Coffee with Cannell. Burn.
See, I don't even know what that stuff means yet.
Circle the wagons, pop the champagne. Look at this. We say go for green, and we say you got to celebrate, if you've had a little bit of growth, like, wow, we're up 13%. Larry, your views are up 25,514%. You get a car. Everybody, Larry's getting cars for everybody on Coffee with Cannell today. Subscribers, 2,863%. So, I mean, that's just, you could obviously just boom. And it's clearly that last video that really popped off. But really great job. It's cool to see that. It's cool you found your niche.
Thank you. I worry, though. My question kind of is, I worry now after it's only been like 2 weeks and I'm almost at 3,000 subs. And it feels great, obviously. But I kind of worry, although I've been obsessed. I mean, my fiance wants to, I think she might want to talk to you next, Sean, because with all the stuff I've bought over the years, watching, and I fall asleep at night listening to your shows, and, finally I hit record, but now I'm kind of like, all right, all of a sudden, all this new people coming in, and the messages in the comments, I'm forgetting everything I learned from Sean, and I'm saying, my gosh, what do I do? And is this sustainable in that niche, that true crime niche? Is that sustainable? Can I still talk about some of the issues I want to talk about, which is just general, like not local, but national, like news issues or things? Am I going to turn them people off? I'm just really nervous about how to do that. And then also, I guess the last part of the question, I'm sorry, it's so loaded. I'm just so excited to be talking to you. But, is because I have my main growth has been because of the 3 lives, and they're pretty long. Do you recommend for some shorter videos that I repurpose, maybe cut them up to like certain shorter clips that I think are more relevant and use those?
Wow. Well, Larry, first of all, great job. And there's a couple of things we're going to unpack. And I think this is going to be one of the most important conversations for Coffee with Cannell too, because the first thing that I'm hearing is dealing with the emotions of the success and the momentum, the mindset, the pressure. Secondly, the strategy of what you can do with some of this content and what you can do moving forward. So, first, very interestingly enough, I believe this, that and this almost sounds like it's coming from a place that lacks empathy, because when people are struggling, when they're not successful or experiencing momentum, they look at success and they go, oh, that is the dream and that would be easy. But it is actually, once you've been there, sometimes success can be harder to handle than failure, or success can just be harder to handle than stagnation. And that sounds mean to somebody who hasn't, but like, when you're chipping away at your YouTube channel, you might go, it's easy for them to say, or it's easy. But just like Mace and Biggie taught us mo money, mo problems,
That's
you know,
right. That's
like
right.
mo growth, mo. And of course, if we reverse engineer back, like what if I had the lifestyle of the rich and famous? There's no question that there's leisure and there's benefit and there's privilege to levels of success. But what people don't realize is that there's pressure and there's mental pressure and there's self-doubt and there's critics and there's anxiety. And what we see is we also see a lot of people who get success. And I don't even, of course, everything's our personal responsibility, but it's actually not. Success crushes people. Success. And I mean, we're here to be fair, to put it in perspective. I mean, you probably haven't got $1 million yet, obviously, you know, like, but like, nevertheless, it unlocks this whole type of thing. And if I can just go deeper on that, it's things I've had to deal with personally. And it's things I've seen Heather as she's grown on her channel and Omar as he's grown. Is I noticed them where we put out a video and maybe we don't necessarily represent it. We represent it with integrity, but we don't represent something right. So someone really starts going at you in the comments and you get a lot of comments. So now you start thinking, shoot, did I let people down? What? Oh, you know, you feel the negativity. It's kind of your fault, but people are being mean. And then what happens is it sticks with you all day long and it affects your parenting and it affects your kids and it affects, and you don't want to be thinking about that at night. And your spouse is like, honey, are you with me? Are you? And you're thinking about, shoot, is this sustainable? And man, that video is going good, but now I'm like on blast and now people are seeing me. She's like, are you present with me? And you're like, what? I'm sorry. And like, you know, you're trying to, and there's a whole emotional roller coaster that's very real. And one of the reasons that there was this massive onslaught of like YouTubers burning out, and this is an important conversation just as you rise and for everybody to hear. That's why I said I think it's one of the most important conversations like Coffee with Cannell, is that we develop the mental toughness, the character, the skill sets, the mental even tricks, the ability to decompress and disconnect, the ability to have even practices in our life and routines and even mantras that we can shut the voices in our life that can encourage us and speak truth into us, because YouTube can trip your brain out. Like you all of a sudden I'm a small town kid, college dropout, right? I grew up in Marysville, Washington, Arlington, Washington. When you've got 2,840 subscribers, that's like 4 times bigger than the largest church in my small town. If you were like the pastor of a 400-person church.
I'm there with you, man.
And that person would have people being like, I don't like the color of the carpet. And you're trying to please Rebecca. This couple over here is having marital problems and you care about like and now you've got 4 times. So in a way, it's sort of like the internet was partially, we as humans were almost like never supposed to experience this. And I'm all for this. The mission of our company is to help 10,000 people create a full-time living doing what they love while making a difference in the world with YouTube and experience that success without losing their soul. So that's why I'm so passionate about this conversation, is because I do believe you can grow and experience these things. But I hope I'm empathizing. I hope you even feel some like, shoot, who else could relate to me on this? Because there's like some real mental pressure and emotions that just start hitting you. Is that resonating at all?
Oh my gosh, you just said it. And obviously I'm just a micro, you know, not even at 3,000 yet. But it happened so fast, literally within a week and a half, that suddenly my email, and being in the true crime space is very different. It's not, so you get a lot, like my last video, I got a lot of, you know, really mixed, mostly positive. I mean, my comments are, you know, my likes are way above over 1,000 likes. And so that's good to know, but you do get some really mean comments, and I've tried to just outclass them, and I have a theory that, and maybe it'll change if it grows, but is to just let it stay. I don't want to censor people unless it's bullying or obviously things like that. But, you know, just trying to be, my theory is I want to win everyone over. And I want to show them that I'm at least going to do things with integrity, even if you disagree with me. But you're right. I sit there at night. My fiance is like, what are you doing on that phone? Put that phone down. I'm like, oh my God, I got another comment and I got to check this and I got to check that. And this is crazy. I don't know what's going on. Like, I haven't even had a chance yet to even go, and I got the invite to monetization and all that. I haven't had a chance to sit down and do it yet, because I do work a full-time job as well, of course. And I'm like, man, this is all a lot. And that's why I'm so glad I got to talk to you, because I don't know, again, if it's sustainable, how I should act, if I should keep riding this wave and hope it works out. I'm glad I hit that. Excuse me. I'm glad I hit that record button. I'll tell you. But you're right. Although I'm from New York, I'm from upstate. And if you know New York at all, I'm in a small city, medium-sized city. You know, my last video I looked at it. It had 16,000 views a little while ago. I'm going, I know that's not a lot to you, but to me,
No, that's a lot.
I'm like,
That's a lot to me.
that's a quarter of the population of my city.
There you go.
Like, that's crazy. And I'm thinking, but I have to be responsible now too.
Yeah.
And I got to be careful, and I want to do it the right way. I've been watching you guys so long that now I'm trying to think back to I almost want to go tonight or this weekend and binge watch every video from your first upload and just get a refresher on everything that I've learned, because it is a lot to take in. And, you know, I'm also, because I always, you know, I've got so many cameras that I bought because of you guys. Matter of fact, I just bought the M6 Mark II because of a video I watched on your channel. And I just went with that over the M50 Mark II, because I figured with the price difference, you're getting so much more. It's like the mirrorless D90, I think, actually, or 90D, I'm sorry. But anyways, I haven't even gotten around to using those because I've been doing the lives. And that's why I was wondering, I want to get some more short form stuff out that might, you know, because if someone's not into listening to a 2-hour live, then there's some good points in there that I wish they would listen to. Do you do that at all? Do you ever repurpose and clip it up?
So by the way, quick answer to that question, and you can see him on screen right now. Ruslan is actually doing the live model, long live shows, and then chopping it down into shorter clips, the best of anyone I've seen. We were just on the phone last night for like an hour and a half, and check out his channel, Ruslan KD, and we have a collab coming up in the next 3 weeks or so where we're going to do some stuff in regards to live streaming. But the punchline is he'll do like a 2-hour live show and take out 2 or 3 or 4 parts or the hottest moments, and also upload those as well. But I want to kind of land the plane on just this conversation is really resonating. We can come back to that with a lot of people here, and just give you some advice for the climb. And I want to make a note too. I think this would be a good Think Marketing podcast series, Melissa, how to like handle success. Because it's just things I've learned, and I care about you so much in our community. And just some pieces of advice. First of all, know you're just not alone. Know that like the emotions and the mindsets are very common for anybody who starts experiencing success on YouTube. Second, know that also know that it's a lonely road. Like you probably don't feel like it's lonely now that we're talking, but know that if you are misunderstood by literally everyone in your life, that's comes with the territory, that nobody can relate until they can relate. And nobody understands YouTube creators or people that are putting themselves out there, unless it's another creator. So connect with, that's maybe third, connect with communities like this. And so it's exactly right. And this is reasons why we've also created communities like Video Ranking Academy and that private Facebook group, and why Heather and Tony and our whole team, just because we actually believe one of the elements of unstoppable momentum on YouTube is not just content and strategy. That's about 20% of it. Listen, it's the triangle. At the top of the triangle, it's content and strategy. That's being smart, knowing your niche, good titles, thumbnails, good content. Cool. But the foundation is another 40% community. Do you have people in your life? And for me personally, I wouldn't be able, I would not be able to be standing strong on my 2 feet today, married to my wife, Sonia, faithful, mentally healthy, if it wasn't for, first and foremost, Jesus and just an actual anchored relationship with God. And it's my personal, but actually, secondly, my being connected to a local church, where sometimes the pressure I'm feeling and the mental battles with business and growth, and you want to talk about the emotions you're feeling now, Larry, you got so much success out of you. This doesn't get less complex. It gets more complex, because now you're like, do I hire an editor? Now there's even more haters. Now I have a whole channel that's against me. Like but listen, but you'll get stronger, and your mind will get stronger, and you'll be able to handle it. So it's, am I preparing today for tomorrow? So for me, what I say with communities, I feel like you need a friend group. You need a place where you could decompress. You need a place where you can bounce things off of people, where you can talk out your stress and your emotions. Your spouse is a great person, of course, to do that with, but this is an even better place, or whoever. Maybe you find another YouTube friend or a private Facebook group. So I think community. But the other part of that triangle, success and strategy, 20%, community, 40%. The other one's psychology. It's literally mental toughness. And if you haven't, it's good for this theme of today, how successful creators stay on the cutting edge. I think one of the reasons creators hit burnout is they don't realize that you're basically putting yourself into an environment. It makes me think of Daniel, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego that were in Babylon in the book of Daniel. And they were in a culture that was against, that would crush them and that would cause them to get off track. And so Daniel prayed 7 times a day because he was working on his character and his focus and his mindset. Here's what I've learned. I sometimes need to go on a walk. I need to go on a run. I need to read a book. I need to call a friend. I need to take a nap. Tapping into another level of self-awareness, and don't downplay 16,000. That's crazy. It's 1/4 of the town you grew up in, right?
Yeah.
And so realizing, man, there's sometimes when I need to be working on my psychology through, it could be through resources, books, however you want to do it. But a lot of us don't actually think about intentionally growing our mental toughness. But it's one of the things that I think is required to feel. This is the reality. It's pressure at higher levels. There's higher pressure. There's more pressure at the NBA finals when you're supposed to take the champion winning shot. This is what crushes people at higher levels too, is they start feeling the pressure to live up to your next upload. What if my next upload's only 300 views? Did I fail?
I'm already thinking
like
that.
freaking highs and lows. That's pressure. And so I would encourage you, then it's working on, that mental toughness. And then the final thing, to hit the what ifs. Definitely check out this week's episode of the Think Marketing podcast, because we talk about 7 different things. Maybe you already saw it. But the what ifs kind of matter, but they also don't really matter. On the one hand, yes, you need to project ahead. Yes, you need to think about, is the world changing? Is my niche shifting? Do I need to change my content? That's smart leadership. That's smart entrepreneurship. That's smart YouTube creatorship. But the what ifs are kind of a waste of energy. Will this last forever? I don't know. Will my next video rank or do well? I don't know. Is true crime the best niche? What's working now? Will there be some weird haters in the future? I don't know. Will somebody get offended at me and actually stalk me? They might. It's like super scary. Should we get ADT? Yes. Yeah, you probably should. Like at some point, like and that is the nature of anxiety. It's a rocking chair where we're rocking. It's like trying to solve future problems that haven't happened yet by chewing bubble gum or rocking in a rocking chair. That's why we shouldn't worry about today, because today has enough problems of its own. So there could be a million what ifs. What if my internet stops working? What if I get hacked? What if I offend a computer hacker that's a master of blockchain that figures out who I am and then takes all my money out of my bank account because dude, what if a meteorite hits my town? Exactly. And if that happens, it's not going to matter. And so there literally is endless what ifs. And that goes back to like mental toughness of saying, okay, I am in a negative loop pattern. You know what I mean? Like, what is somebody thinking? Like, I'm thinking like, what if someone on our team is mad? What if we get a tax bill we can't afford? What if our channel gets deleted? Like, I could literally drive myself into insanity with what ifs. And at every level, there's going to be those varying degrees of pressure. So I guess the final thing, easier said than done, is you got to find a way today as you're growing. And I hope you feel like you're in good company. Anyone who's experienced growth has experienced these emotions, and they really never necessarily go away, but you can get stronger. You got to find a way to shut it off and disconnect and in a way kind of be like, what if? It doesn't matter. You never had this in the first place. Like, what if it ends today? Well, then it might. Like, I don't know. I can't eventually have to let it go, live that life of surrender, and hang out with your fiance and just be like, yo, and if and coming from a man who's probably spent too many dinners charged up in anxiety and fear and worry about what was going to happen, to be like, listen, you got a, you know, a beautiful fiance. You got, you know, this is incredible. Like, what if this was the only thing that happened? Bro, you can already say you got 35,964 views, and you should celebrate that if you never get another view, if you never grow again. So these are some of the perspectives, and just kind of thinking like, of course, I need to be assertive about my brand and about my future. But this weekend, after I've done my due diligence and hustled and done this stuff, you need to find your own process to disconnect, have a Sabbath, have a day off, have a day of disconnect. That's just some advice, because Larry, hear me, it's going to keep going. You're going to keep growing. It's going to keep going. There'll be ups and downs. This is a roller coaster, as someone who said earlier, but just keep at it. But also don't let it envelop your whole life, all your energy and all your mind coming from someone who's been down that path. Take some time off. Have a nice relaxing drink with your fiance, go on a walk, look at the birds, be thankful for the small things in life, and be okay with whatever happens, because literally there's no reason to brag about tomorrow, because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So there is no promises and there's no guarantees. We could be faithful with today, and at some point we need to clock out and check out. And that's one of the problems in our culture in general. We're on our phones 24/7. There needs to be a time when you put your phone down and airplane mode it. You should put your, like, good book is called Deep Work, or just generally disconnecting with technology. Technology is a tool. Don't let it fry out your adrenal glands over the next 365 days of growth. Find those reset times. Let's land the plane on this part of the conversation. What do you think so far? Has that been resonating?
Oh my God, you nailed every point that I've been worried about talking about. You obviously know. And what I appreciate about you so much is, despite your massive growth and your whole teams, you're still so humble, and you still obviously remember the climb. And I just thank you. I really do. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. That definitely hit everything. And I think my thing now is I want to reinvest in myself, because it is something I love doing. I always have. That's why I've been watching. I just didn't hit record. But now that I think there might be something, I think I'm going to reinvest into a lot of the programs that you guys offer with you guys. So, and that's a good idea, to get around people that, like you, your team, that has, you know, the same mindset. So thank you so much, Sean.
For sure, Larry. Well, I thank you for bringing this deep conversation up, and I'm glad we went here. Let's just land the plane really quick on just to answer your question. Check out Ruslan's channel, just because when you start thinking about how you could format some of your own stuff, notice that I think, like, here's a 4-hour thing. It's a 4-hour interview he did. That might be like a 4-hour breakdown of, you know, for example, here's a 1 hour and 17-minute thing. But then he's got 21 minutes, 43, 13. And we won't go into it here, but he's really developed a system. And here's what's going to rock your world, Coffee with Cannell. Stats, 75 uploads. This is the nature of what you're doing, is that when you go live for 90 minutes, in fact, we need to do a better job of this on Think Marketing, because we're coming up, we'll be at 2 hours by the end of this thing. And not a lot of people aren't going to watch that full replay, but there's definitely, like, just this one conversation. Even if we didn't edit and turn into another video, we should snip just that part or whatever. And so there's a whole system that Ruslan uses just with the YouTube editor. And again, we'll be putting out some stuff on. I can't wait to share that. But you get the general idea here. 1.8 million views and 10,000 subscribers, but 75 uploads. And that might be like shocking. But again, he goes live a couple times, and then he chops those lives down, and that gives him more at bats. Notice 3,000 views, great. 4,000, 4,000, 1,000, or 2,000, you know, great. And then 12, okay. 15,000, okay, hello. And then let's come up here and check out, like, most popular. Oh, sometimes most popular disappears. Uploads, past live streams. Okay, I don't know why I can't see it. Maybe because it's a lot of lives or something. But here's 31,000 and 33,000. And that speaks to the right topic at the right time, and definitely kind of news-based. And so this doesn't work for everybody's niche. This is perfect for you. Can you see that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's great. I'm making a mental note right now to check that out as soon as I'm done here. I'm gonna check out after your show. I'll check his channel out. I love that. Thank you.
Awesome. You got it. Well, hey, Larry, I'm super pumped we got to connect, and thank you so much for being a part of our community and for this question today. And congrats on your success.
Thank you.
Don't ever be hard on yourself. Like, we can be super negative on ourselves. Words, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can destroy my life. You know,
That's
people
so
say
true.
words will never hurt me. Are you kidding?
They hurt. They hurt bad.
They
hurt
hurt.
worse.
They hurt more than potentially physical words. Any person who did not have a parent that spoke life into them, but spoke death into them, definitely knows that words were painful. And of course, physical abuse is wrong, but verbal abuse is just as wrong. And words, we just have to be honest with ourselves to give ourselves grace and permission. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to, work through something. And I'll have a negative comment that'll sometimes hit me, and I'll need to talk it through with Heather Torres on, the co-host of Think Marketing, or Omar or somebody else. And I need someone to speak truth into me, because those words can kind of get under your skin a little bit. And so get ready for the journey. Keep a soft heart, but thick skin. And you're going to crush it, man. You're built for battle. And I'm excited to see your growth.
Thank you so much, man. God bless you. I love your faith too. So God bless you. I hope you and your wife. And thank you again.
For sure, Larry. Appreciate you.
All right.
Hey, hit like if you've been getting value today. I know we're going deep on the conversations today, and I'm super glad that we got into that. The channel reviews don't really cost. I know some people have been doing super chat and stuff. I am not charging for. I may give you a channel review. I'm thankful for the super chat, but that's not the structure here. And I would say that the main place where we do channel reviews is inside of our Video Ranking Academy. And so thank you, Pick Creation. And yeah, super excited to collab with Ruslan. I think we have a live stream that we're doing together coming up next week. And then we're doing some stuff in about a month. He's coming on the Think Marketing Pod. We're going to break down. He's doing some really cool stuff. You can go observe it, but we'll break down some stuff in the future. And so definitely follow Ruslan and connect with Ruslan. We'll be doing some stuff in the future. He's a live stream master. I don't see a ton of new innovative things. He's doing some really innovative things in his approach to the content he's putting out. And 1.6 million views, 77 uploads. That might seem crazy to you. It's a system. It's like a discipline. It's a muscle he's developed, and it's like and it's a system he's created. So anyways, okay, listen, smash like if you're getting value. We're going to hit up we're going to have Jeff on in just a second. If you do have a question, drop 4 questions before and after. Yes or no on the beard. I mean, I've been getting a lot of compliments. It comes down to the fact my wife likes it. So, I mean, if she likes it, then I like it, if you know what I'm saying. And so my wife likes it. Ruslan told me I look like a millennial sage because of like the gray on the sides too. Is that true? Do I look like a millennial sage? I don't know, but I'm kind of rocking it for now. And so, and my wife likes, I've got a couple compliments. I'm trying to figure it out. The beard is fresh. Troy, come on, bring on. Build me, bring it on. Ooh, the beard is nice. I know some people are like, you get that. That's super funny. You get a lot of encouragement and whatever. Of course, everyone's got their opinion. The one other video I'd encourage you to watch, everybody, but Larry, if you're still here, is you got to watch the FOPO video. If you haven't watched the FOPO video, you should watch it every morning. I watch my own videos sometimes just to get my mind back in the right spot. FOPO is the fear of other people's opinions. And this 23-minute video is just what you can watch it later, but use it as a tool when you get into times of low confidence and feeling weak. I feel that way a lot. I'll wake up, I'll be like, shoot, dude, internet can be cold, man. Man, that person hated my beard so much. That was very personal. We post these comments in our Slack thread. I'll show you. And so you can see what really happens at Think Media and what we talk about in the back end. You want to know if I feel things, if I have emotions, if I'm just a rabbit, a robot, And so listen to this. Watch this. So I put this in Slack and I screenshotted this comment on an old video, and it said, "This didn't help." Right? Which is not that big a deal. But I was like, I thought it was kind of funny. It's kind of mean and sharp. And then Tony said, so Tony goes, a couple cry emojis, Nolan and Tony. And he goes, something about that comment just pierces. Doesn't even feel worth the time to properly insult or explain why. And so just know, man, that if you feel human, good, you are human and we're human and we are insecure. Our breath stinks in the morning. We deal with self-doubt, insecurity, fear at every level. And as things go higher, man, mo money, mo problems, mo subscribers, mo problems, mo views, mo problems, like mo problems. And I think that we need to know we're built for battle. You know, when the Israelites were going to go into the promised land, the 12 spies were sent into the land. 10 said, we can't take it. And they said they were small in their own eyes and they felt like grasshoppers in their own eyes. Their self-confidence and their self-belief was, I am small. And they saw the enemy and the challenges ahead of them as big. But there was 2 spies, Joshua and Caleb, that were like, nah, man, we're going to take the territory, man. We're going to go in. We can take it. God's on our side. And there's times when you're maybe feeling really weak and emotionally weak. I want to encourage you, do whatever you need to build up your confidence. I believe it's your most important account, and your confidence account, and to be self-aware when your gas tank is low and when your self-belief is low. And so this didn't help. You're almost like, dang. And here's the crazy thing. If y'all haven't heard, my friend John Acuff created Haters Math. You should write this down. Haters Math. This is how haters work on YouTube. 99 positive comments plus 1 negative comment equals 1 negative comment. Haters Math. There's something about the way our brains are wired that encouragement is not as sticky as criticism. So encouragement, we're like, awesome. Okay, like button. Awesome. Great video. Thank you. Great video. And then someone's like, this didn't help. And then all you think about the rest of the day is the 1 negative comment. All you think about, there's 100 likes, but there's 4 dislikes. And it's that person that waits right until you upload. And as soon as your video goes live, they click dislike. And you're like, who is the individual who's made it their life's work and vendetta and turned on notifications simply to click dislike before they could have ever watched the video? It's haters math. It's haters math, friends. And you got to overcome FOPO. Everyone's going to have opinions. You cannot please everybody. It's the fear of other people's opinions, and it's your greatest enemy. But that video will give you 23 minutes of content. I dropped a link, and you got to deal with the FOPO, man. Haters math. Okay, we got Jeff coming on. Jeff, tell me about your channel. What's your question? How's it going, man?
Good. Thanks for having me on, Sean. I appreciate it. I've been a big fan. I love this didn't help. I used to have a channel where I did a lot more tech reviews, and I've had people come to my aid, and that's one of the best things about a comment section is when someone comes back to help, because I made a video about how to delete a contact from an iPhone, and someone said, this video is so dumb. How do you not know how to do this? And the very next comment by someone else was, why are you here? Then why are you at a video called how to delete a contact? So
that's a good point.
Quick side, I love when people
extremes, because someone will go, everyone in the world knows how to do this. You're the worst creator ever. Why'd you even upload this? And then there's 20 comments that are like, thank you so much. I didn't know how to do this. You're so helpful. It's opinions, man. And I've learned this, that there's actually 2 ditches we can fall in. We can actually fall not just into the ditch of criticism. We can also fall into the ditch of listening too much to the encouragement and praise. If we listen too much to encouragement and praise, we've seen this happen to people who reach success. That's the other pitfall. They go into pride, delusion. Now it's like, I can do no wrong. And usually right before a guy blows up his marriage, that's the Kool-Aid he starts drinking. It's usually he's drinking the Kool-Aid of all the praise and the encouragement and nobody could give him critical feedback. Alternatively, the ditch of criticism and the negative comment is we start to think I'm the worst, and we get into self-doubt, depression, and discouragement. And we don't want to fall into either of those traps. We got to walk the straight and narrow, knowing what our mission is, knowing what our vision is, acknowledging and saying, I can learn from the criticism, I can learn from the praise, but neither is going to offset where I'm anchored. My anchor is in my identity in God alone and in the mission that I'm called to. And I don't want to be derailed by either side.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I'll get to my question to kind of, sum it up. You and I actually have a similar background. I started off in television and film production. I worked for years doing that as a production assistant and a camera assist on big production shoots. But I've always wanted to get into the tech world, the YouTube world. What I have liked though is I do more content that I consider like fiction as opposed to nonfiction content. So I created a entertainment and reaction channel called Metal Guy Reacts, because as you can kind of see, most of my musical taste is in heavy metal. So I started reacting to stuff I would never listen to, just in that kind of reaction show, because they're obviously massive right now. And there's a lot of very good ones popping up, and there's a lot of very bad ones popping up. So I'm doing my best to do it in a method that would be very good. So my big question is that as opposed to Metal Guy Reacts, should I consider rebranding to myself? Because I know that obviously the long-term play is that people are buying into me. They're buying into my personality. They're buying into the way I look at stuff and the way I review stuff. It also would expand things on not just doing music, because music is kind of, it's a tricky one, because obviously the vast majority of my videos traditionally are demonetized. So I can't monetize them directly. So I have to figure out my own ways of monetizing it in the future.
Well, incredibly great questions for discussion today, and really great results. What you're doing is clearly working. Got the 15 uploads. We got the green, 117% here, 43%, 500,000 views. Good point. A lot of demonetized views because of just using copywritten content, and music the most gets, of course, flagged, or the monetization of the ads go to the creator of the song as SongScan sends it over there. What we're ultimately talking about is vision and strategy. Like, this is probably a lot of thoughts you've had, and it'll just be me framing those same thoughts, I would assume. But number one is, I actually think you're doing a really great thing. I think niching down and staying niched down is incredibly smart. I think that you could potentially, with even the views you're starting to get or you're getting now, you could start be thinking about brand deals. I think you could start thinking, like, and this video is brought to you by, whatever, Raycon earbuds, purple mattress, all the things we see on all the channels, blue light blocking glasses, whatever. And so that, because influence comes first and income comes second, and there's big influence on the other side of this, or maybe it eventually leads to some other thing you create, affiliate marketing, or like your own course or your own YouTube, how to make a React mini course, whatever, like a lot of different ways to monetize. And it's really working. And to me, it's a system, right? It's literally kind of a template. So it's very sustainable. Of course, you need to be clever, witty. You pick a song, you get some inspiration, a joke or two's in there, but it's rinse and repeat. Fair?
Yep. Oh yeah, 100%. It's kind of like my degree's in screenwriting, and it's kind of like sitcom writing, where there's just formulas and you plug into the formula. But what people are buying into is your attitude, your presence on camera is what people are buying into. And I thought you read my mind. The other thing I've been thinking is a mini course, because I went from 0 to 10,000 subs in 6 months, 10,000 to 25,000 in about an additional 3. So the growth is pretty exponential. I opened the channel in 2018 to reserve it. But yeah, I've had some success on other channels on YouTube, but this one was kind of near and dear. So I sat on it for a little while before putting out my first video, but then I stuck to about a video a day upload, and I've been almost consistent with that. There's been a few weeks I've had off, but I've been doing almost a video a day since. But again, my format is different than a lot of people's, where I can build it fairly quickly in post, and also I have the experience of actually working in professional video production.
Yeah. So thing one, I think that it's clear, it's sustainable, it's into a system, it's into a model. That's exciting to me, because to me, that's when the problem with YouTube is if we're on some kind of a treadmill and we don't even, this happens for a lot of channels and it's not bad. It's just, you don't even know what you're going to do next week. You don't ever think about next week. You're just thinking about the next couple of days. Whereas you sort of can maybe see, like, I could keep doing this. It's a particular type of show. People like it. Cool. Second, will it last forever, or does it hit a lid? It possibly does, or it probably assuredly does at some point. However, that's when you maybe, I wouldn't even necessarily worry about it today because you're in so much build mode, but I'd be like focusing 80% of my energy on today while spending 20% of my time preparing for tomorrow. Here's like an idea. I think what we're doing is very sustainable, but I've even thought about that in my 30s. I'm 37. What I really want to do is talk about personal development, spiritual development, business development. It'll be probably on my channel, Sean Cannell. I want to write books, probably do a Sean Cannell type of a podcast. I'm not doing any of those things right now, besides maybe in the nuances of like a Coffee with Cannell show. But, and I want to do that in my 40s. I didn't want to teach personal development or business development until I'd actually built a real business or I'd actually developed personally. Like if I haven't been able to stay married, and we've been married 15 years, no, of course, I understand there's reasons for marriages to potentially, but you get it. Like you got somebody teaching marriage that is not good at marriage. It's that idea. Like, so I know that I want to do that in my 40s. Point is, I've got fires to put out today. I'm not like really architecting that right now, but I am putting things in place today for the brand pivot, and not even pivot. Think media is becoming a company brand that eventually will probably be ran by other personalities majority. Therefore, I will have the margin to be like Sean Cannell on a decade of personal development and business development. Now talking about, we've scaled our company past 8 figures. We've done we've written the best-selling book. So I was doing this stuff, teaching this stuff. That's my personal conviction. What's the point? I would just be thinking it might be someday another channel. It might be the next thing you do. And you don't even really need to worry about it. But when you hit 100,000 subscribers, 250,000, 500,000, and maybe you start hitting a lid, or maybe you even start thinking, I'm kind of less passionate about it. You don't want to be thinking about your retirement plan. And not that it's retirement at 59 when you retire at 60. It is very smart to be smart today. You don't got to really hustle, but you set up the right, does that make sense? So I maybe would be then thinking about, hey, what's that 2.0 of this? And without letting it take too much energy from today, because I think your Death Star energy on growth hacking and growing this channel is where a lot of things should be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And that makes a ton of sense, just to put continuous effort on what I'm doing now, because that's kind of been my thought process in the past too, is just really knuckling down, making sure that this continues to grow. And it's one thing that this has proven to me too, is that not only all the VRA stuff is massively helpful, because I do study trends, I do study all the numbers behind everything to make sure that whatever content I'm putting out is currently trending. It's also just been massively helpful to understand what quantity you need to put out, because the quality is always important. But if you haven't produced like a ton of videos, you're just, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to move. So every time that I've seen the biggest upticks, because there's always plateaus, my channel grows up, plateaus, up, plateaus, and you got to ride the plateaus. But the times that the upticks hit are when I've released 4 weeks of a video a day, including Sundays, for, a long time. So for, I just, something I keep telling my friends that are also trying to run channels, I keep telling them, like, guys, quality is important, never sacrifice it, but understand the quantity you are going to have to produce to make a dent, So yeah, I'm going to keep on the trail of doing that. And I love the idea of just keeping it in mind for the future. And I have Amazon set up for all affiliate links for all the gear that I have sitting around here. So I got that. I get a little bit of income from that. And a few of my videos were able to stay monetized. So coming up though, brands were the thing I was thinking about. Some little shout out in the beginning to a brand that I can pair with that kind of makes sense. Either that, or I know once I've hit bigger milestones, obviously merch or Patreon as well, because I've had a lot of people ask me to start a Patreon because I get a lot of blocked videos that I could upload into Patreon.
Smart.
So that's starting to grow. So a lot of people are asking me to do
direct.
that.
You're on the exact right track. You know, the not even today, like pretend I didn't even say this, but like I wouldn't even necessarily try, like I see all the amazing guitars behind. I'm sure you could make a cool channel talking about pedals, guitars, you know, different racks of amps or whatever else. Like you could maybe do that in the future. And here's the thing. Once you hit some financial targets, maybe you start working with a videographer, you have somebody helping you with editing. Think about this. Think Marketing YouTube channel grew to 22,000 subscribers rather easily. Why? Well, because of Think Media. So it's when you build something, and I didn't start it until 9 years after I started Think Media, and I started it with Heather and with Tony. So it was just a different season. So again, blinders on, build the influence here. And for the monetization on this channel, I mean, for sure, some videos might come down, your Patreons get them. And then it's what's the shortest path to revenue? You're on the exact right track. And then what you do with the revenue is reinvest the revenue in your business to buy your time back for just more rest, for a healthier pace, but also for scale, because that begins to be, because the cool thing too is even if you took your, you know, great job, 167 views on the weekend video, you start giving some like maybe call to actions to your other channel. If you wanted, case in point, if I wanted this Think Marketing channel to be like my main thing, just let's say, for example, it would be good to start growing this channel right now, exactly like we're doing in this moment, in a pretty relaxed format. Like I don't go live for 1 hour, 50 minutes and 43 seconds on Think Media really, but this is a place where we're kind of like, this channel is professional, but it's also a channel where we let our hair down a little bit and our beard grow out. And so if it would be like, if I wanted Think Media to be able to like support my family in 4 years, thank God I started building it a year ago. With the team. So eventually, and not right now, you hear me. In fact, I would put your blinders on at least until 100,000 subscribers. Just build, get that silver play button. Maybe then kind of reevaluate, like journal and get any creative ideas about your future out of your head on paper in a Google Doc, and then go make more videos. You know, come on, 7 a week, like just boom, build and another viral video. You're going to get to 100,000 fast. And then it's like, you could slowly grow your next project. Like you could slowly grow an email list. You could slowly grow because you're thinking about you're like, my next project's 3 years out. And if people started thinking more strategically about that, then we wouldn't, it's like saving for a rainy day. We wouldn't be so shocked when we hit a wall and we're like, I freaking hate doing these React videos now. Like, you know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff that could happen. You're like, dude, I've been doing this for 4 years. I don't even, well, if you started to pivot before it was a problem, then you wouldn't necessarily have gotten to that extreme spot.
And that literally happened to me on my tech channel. That you just described exactly what happened to me on my tech channel. Because I started that in 2011. I started a tech channel on YouTube and just started making the most ridiculously simple tech tutorials. I hit like 9,000 subs, got millions and millions of views, and was bored in like a year. I hated it, but I just wouldn't cut the cord. I wouldn't say I could leave it alone. So when I started this one, that was a big part of my dedication was, like you just said, I needed some sort of strategy where if this starts to wear off, I need to be able to figure out how to pivot.
I love it. I love it, man. Well, hey, as we land the plane, the 4th time Flutter Map is asked, how did we meet? I mean, I think this is our first time meeting on Coffee with Cannell, but like at one point you got discovered. How'd you find Think Media and whatever else?
I think it was, oh man, it's one of the videos. It was it was me after the tech channel trying to figure out how my success had happened. So I was looking at these videos and I was like, why the heck did this one rank? This one didn't. What's going on? So I think I looked up it was just starting to like look up how to get views or something simple like that. And one of your videos popped up and I looked in, got hooked up, and then got VRA. And it was amazing because it immediately started to solidify the strategy I was doing. So I didn't know I was doing it on the first channel, but I figured, you solidified half my thoughts. The first 20% of VRA I was already doing. I just didn't know what I was doing.
That's amazing, Jeff. And I'm super pumped we're connected. And thanks so much for coming on the Coffee with Cannell show. Great job too. Excited to see the rise.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, Coffee with Cannell, smash like. We're going to take one more person. We have Dominica in a second. Hit the like button, though, if you're enjoying today's episode. We are at the 2-hour grind. It's been a minute since we've been on Coffee with Cannell. I'm grateful for you. I'm sipping on some Nespresso. Pete's Coffee, Nespresso, bulk pack, Costco. And I'll tell you, okay, that's a distraction. But Coffee with Cannell, I hope you're doing well. Shout out to the VRA fam. Thanks so much for being here. Awesome to see that Jeff's a part of that. If you want to learn more about, by the way, today's episode is brought to you by, hit the like button, is brought to you by talkwiththink.com. If you're actually like, what's Video Ranking Academy? What do you actually do? Can you help me in my unique situation? Here's the cool thing about talkwiththink.com. You'll jump on with one of our team members on the phone with us, and you might be like, this is my niche. This is what I'm doing. And if we don't know, we can help you for sure. And if our course is not right for you or one of our programs, we'll be like, well, good luck. You maybe need a different niche or something, but like, we can't help you. Like we're not just like trying to sell courses or, we really care about you. And we want to make sure, by the way, because we want the word of mouth of people like Jeff and the people like Matthew who are like, VRA is the bomb. So if you jump on talkwiththink.com and you can register to schedule a call, right now it's in the US. So if you're international, best thing to do is to email us at hello@seancannell.com. And our team is there as well. And maybe shoot us a list of questions. But talkwiththink.com, we really want to get to know about your situation, your niche, your thing to find out what's the best path. And again, Video Ranking Academy is one of our programs, but there's a few other things. Like we have a starter kit. Like depends on where you are, where are you in your journey, how committed are you, how serious. We really care about getting to know you. So if you want to talk to and finding out, if you want to know if one of our courses, events, or coaching programs are right for you, go to talkwiththink.com. Link in the description down below. And we maybe eventually will be getting back to international. We had issues with scheduling and issues with time zones and issues with all kinds of things. We're working on some chat type features. And so Isabel, hit up Mel in the comments really quick if you need some more help. Live streams compute with, when you go live, if you turn on monetization ahead, an ad might play before you go live. It may play mid rolls, usually not. After the live is over, if you want to turn on multiple ad spots, you could turn on pre, mid, post roll. Sponsored cards, we don't usually turn that on. And that's it. And you can monetize a live stream. Sean, what are you even talking about? I'm glad you asked. So this is here's behind the scenes of the Think Marketing channel. Let me see if this live stream's monetized. I usually go in. I have a video on how to go live on StreamYard, highly recommended. thinkmediatools.com. Get some resources from Mel in the comments right now in regards to the StreamYard tutorial, because it really makes it easy to set things up. So I'm literally live as I'm showing you this screen, and skippable ads, non-skippable ads, and overlay ads are on. So this video is already monetized, and I did turn that on ahead of time. Now I, turn on a video, or Heather did a video that was a live stream a while back, and after it's over, we turned on before, during, and after post-roll ads. So you could see that those different ad formats were turned on here to a live stream, and the live stream replay is up right now, right? Of like, say, this Heather video, and let's see, it is earned $30, and it's a $31 CPM, and it has gotten 1,500 views, and it got $30.20 on revenue so far, and it's still getting 82 views an hour, and it got 82 views every 2 days, and it got 3 views in the last 60 minutes. So that's a little bit of how live stream works with, or monetization works with live streams. I highly recommend StreamYard. I'm using StreamYard right now. It is our affiliate link, but it gets you a deal that you don't have to pay full price. So if you go to thinkmediatools.com, you can use our affiliate link to get, only if you want the paid version, you can do a free version of StreamYard, and it has a watermark up top. So if you look up where the think is in the upper right hand corner, it's like powered by StreamYard, like that would always be there. And you know, we could put our custom branding up here. I use this for like different shows. Look at this. I can use it for video influencers. You can see that. If I want to, you know, pop up a photo of my wife with our, when she was pregnant with our Chihuahua, I could do that. You know, like if you want to do that, like that's the kind of power you have with StreamYard. That is a front dog pack, and that is my wife, Sonia, before she had Sean Bradley. And that's my life. This is my life, friends. That's what my weekends look like, is this exact situation. That's my Chihuahua, Sophie. Wow. The power of StreamYard. You can upload videos and play them like this.
Ready to get started on YouTube, but not sure what gear you need? Get your copy of the free Ultimate Video Gear Guide, where we share the best cameras, lighting, and audio setup for every YouTube budget. Visit thinkgearguide.com to get started today.
Pretty cool, and a lot of high noise floor on the voiceover of that. And you can do a lot of cool things. So anyways, I highly recommend StreamYard because it makes live streams sustainable, just like this one we're doing. And it's easy to use, even if you're non-techie, really easy learning curve. And we have a couple of tutorials over on the Think Media channel. So check out the comments. Mel just dropped how you can try StreamYard for free, and you can check that out. And I highly recommend going live. And especially from what we saw from Larry and Ruslan, I think there's some very interesting live strategies that we can be doing. All right.
Hello.
Dominica Stopa.
Yes.
Stopa?
Stopa, that's correct. Yeah, it's 10 p.m. in Ireland at the moment, so I'm still hanging. And yeah, accidentally it pops out on my video. I've been binge watching for the last few weeks and started my channel 2 weeks ago. So I wanted to ask for a bit of feedback. I can see, I watched some videos about shorts and some advice. So I started doing shorts, and I can see there's a massive gap in views. You know, there's 2,000 views.
Yeah,
I'm
your
comparing to
biggest
some
one
of the other
5
ones
days
that
ago.
are.
Yeah.
So it's a massive gap, and I'm just wondering, all the normal videos are not really picking up.
Yeah, so great. So a couple things. I mean, success leaves clues, and you want to roll with the momentum of what you're doing. And so it's always good to double down on what's working, and you definitely are seeing that. I don't think it negates like this. Don't get me. Okay, let me just first make this statement. Okay, so shorts can help you get a lot of influence. Smart, do them. Definitely do them. However, I think like even this colored pencil thing. Did you do affiliate marketing with this perchance?
It's linked to Amazon. Yes.
Yeah. So this leads to what we'd call an IPA, not the beer. An IPA, an income producing activity. So somebody
These are
can click
actually
through.
mine, those books.
Yep. And so, and this got 71 views, and you just started. So that's the thing with shorts, is shorts are the now thing. And there's the opportunity to get some crazy. Here's why. Because YouTube is competing with TikTok, and YouTube is trying to match TikTok's viewership. Therefore, they're pushing shorts to say our shorts implementation is getting the same viewership or more than like say TikTok gets on their platform. They may continue to put that favor towards shorts, but they're definitely doing it right now. So you're making the right move. I think it's the difference also between depth and width to a point, meaning that width of reaching new people, having a touch point, them seeing you, maybe a few subscribers. And I would study your analytics. How many subscribers did that top video drive?
I think around 15. So it's a big chunk out of my 57. So massive. Yeah.
So it's amazing. And then it's studying this, or it's studying the one that goes a little bit deeper, the most viewed, bigger one. And it's starting to look like, okay, 4 likes still. That's real people. It's 0 dislikes. And then and you're super early stage still. So So, I mean, bottom line is, I think it's both. I think it's about the vision of where you want to take things. I think it's possible to think about, as much as possible, it's trying to think things through on the long term, and that can be hard with YouTube because you're like, hey, step one, survive. Step two, grow. Step two, I don't even know. I'm just trying to actually like get some momentum. However, eventually we might look back and be like, okay, so where am I at? You know, what are we doing next? Where's this all going? And if you could get a 500,000 subscribed, let's say shorts only channel, that has a lot of different art projects, looking at maybe other, I mean, I'd be studying, which you probably are, art type of short content on TikTok and Reels, and seeing what it is. And what I'd be studying is how they're monetizing. I know there's a creator fund on TikTok, but even off a lot of views, you don't get paid much. But go study those art channels and see if they have brand integrations. If they do, see how many views those TikToks have. If blue light blocking glasses company wants to work with that art influencer, well, they would work with you too if you could get similar viewership or even a percentage of the viewership. So now you've reverse engineered an actual business strategy. Makes sense? TikToker, art channel, 100,000 views of TikTok. Okay, cool. Well, maybe I go all in on shorts because I could get to 100,000 views, hit up the blue light blocking glasses company, and why wouldn't they work with you? Like if you're hitting those same numbers. Furthermore, if you're dropping those same shorts first on YouTube, then TikTok, you could easily start a TikTok channel. So a lot of people are thinking shorts only, are then using the same shorts because they're under 60 seconds on, say, TikTok or Reels, because now maybe when you pitch a brand, you're able to say, that brand integration is going to go across 3 platforms and the audience in all 3. The only other thing to reverse engineer, though, is do you aspire to do longer tutorials, other things? And maybe some bigger, more established channels like us even are thinking about, we're not going to go all in on multiple shorts on Think Media. We would start a channel called Think Media Clips. But in the meantime, you might do it in reverse. You might just go all in shorts, hit 500,000 subscribers, and now people want to see more of the talking head, more of your personality, whatever, because you've built this. So it's kind of up to you. Any follow-up on that? Is that making sense?
Yes, I wanted to ask you as well, because I have a physical business for the last 3 years. So I'm teaching and I'm also an artist. So I do have a workshop that I'm delivering with different organizations, and we managed to move online because of the restrictions. But I wanted to ask you, what would you recommend in terms of an online platform? Where would I actually have my course on? Would it be Udemy or some other places?
Great. So when it comes to like, where should you host your online course? Udemy is nice because it's fast. It doesn't cost you anything. But if they end up promoting your course, they take a percentage, and they also don't let you like really collect your own leads, like build your own email list. But it can be a nice barrier to entry, and it is a search engine in and of itself. And you'll have to look up their percentages, because no matter what, they take a little bit of a percentage. If you use something like Kajabi or Thinkific or Kartra or ClickFunnels or Teachable, you can just compare and contrast them. The bottom line is like these to Influencer Soft. These days, they're all kind of the same, and they're not. Some get bogged down, some load faster, some have better UIs, but they're probably going to get you to the same end result. Like people are going to buy your course or not if the checkout process works, if it's easy to access your course. So you kind of got to just pick one so you could price them out, but ask yourself, what features you need, etc. And that is my preference, is to get a platform that allows you to build your own email list. Decide if you also want to. Some of them are a little more niche and they don't necessarily let you build your website out. So that's why we use Kajabi, because it's our whole online business. It's our websites. In fact, we're allowed to make multiple websites on the account we're under. So our conference, our Growth Video Live website's there. SeanCannell.com is there. ThinkMedia.video is there. Courses.SeanCannell.com is there. It's kind of a lot. And by the way, you're like, well, I don't need any of that. Good point. So it's what exactly is your vision for what you want to build? What one prices out closest? I would personally lean towards Thinkific, Teachable, or Kajabi. I would probably, just to narrow it down, compare those. Kajabi is going to probably cost a little bit more and it has more power. And I would want to build my own email list up, my own community. And I personally would avoid Udemy. I've thought actually about going back to Udemy for the reason of actually just ranking on the platform and getting my content into the hands of people that are there, because it's its own community. So more power to you. But if I wanted to like build my brand and think about going, I would build my own email list, give my own landing page with some kind of a free gift and an art checklist or an art tutorial or whatever you're going to do. And I would pick one of those. Any follow up on that?
That's great. Yeah, I do have a website. I have actually a few websites for different sides of the business, but so there's a designated one, creativityforwellbeing.ie, and there's only a link to YouTube at the moment, but there will be resources, paid and free. So, and I started publishing coloring books for grown-ups since the last lockdown, so just to keep myself occupied. So they're on Amazon as well.
And I mean, this is pretty cool because, you know, Thinkific has like a free level. And so you can host your content, you can create your course. And then I think what they do is maybe they take a percentage at this level, because the other thing is it's nice to, you don't have to, there's not a lot of risk. And once you start getting momentum, so sales and marketing, there's a little bit of things with integrations at this point. And so you could say it's a lot. Dear God, there's so many pages. Compatible with different, how it can integrate with other websites and custom domains. And then obviously it scales up teaching, site administration, holy security support, pricing. Yeah, I mean, there you go. So at the free level, 0% transaction fees, you're going to pay for PayPal and Stripe or whatever you probably, and then build monthly, 0. And then this one's, you know, 49, or annually is 39, and at the basic level. So yeah, Thinkific, Teachable, Kajabi, research between them. And if you want to check out our affiliate links, they are at thinkmediatools.com, because in any case, basically it's always smart to go through somebody's affiliate link, because there's always that discount. It's, you know what I mean? It'll probably be like a month free or whatever, and you may be able to find that elsewhere. But just like anybody with a brand deal is like, get $10 off or 25% off for your first month. All of our resources like that are at Think Media Tools if you want to check out some of our top recommendations for course hosting. What else can I help with as we land the plane?
Brilliant. That's great. Yeah, that's all my questions answered. So thanks so much. And what a surprise to be here tonight.
I love that you're able to come on. My dad always talked about our history being from the Isle of Man, my relatives. I'm a percentage Irish. My favorite song is Irish Celebration by Macklemore. Have you ever heard that?
Brilliant. Actually, my husband is Irish. I'm originally from Poland, but
okay.
Yeah.
So you're in Ireland.
Yeah, last 9 years. Yes. Yeah.
I love it. And so, yeah. And my dad always had the Isle of Man flag all around our house and whatever. And man, I just really appreciate that we were able to connect. And thanks so much for coming on Coffee with Cannell.
Thank you. Amazing. Thanks so much.
Hey, Coffee with Cannell. I'm an Irishman, leathered, weathered Irish skin, beard orange. That's Macklemore lyrics. I'm not going to rap. Okay, hit the like button, but check out action item of the day. Watch Irish Celebration music video by Macklemore. Second action item of the day. Go to talkwiththink.com if you're curious about if any of our courses, events, or coaching programs are right for you. And what skill are you going to level up this year? Does anybody remember what we started with? We are 2 hours and 20 minutes into the show, friends. Do you remember what we started with? The 3 tips for content creators that stay on the cutting edge is they commit to continuous learning. They clarify what skill they should work on next. And then they create a PDP, which is a personal development plan. What skill are you going to attack right now? What is your personal development plan? What books are you going to read next? Audiobooks are you going to read next? What are you studying? If you want to know how we can help, talkwiththink.com. Links in the description down below if you want to, on YouTube, and then on Facebook, you can see on screen, talkwiththink.com, or head over to the Think Marketing YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't shared the video, let somebody know about that crazy conversation that just Larry and I had about the emotional roller coaster of YouTube. If you're grateful, tell me one thing you're grateful for in the comments. Rye Robio is working on marketing clarity. In fact, let me challenge you. What does that mean? So marketing in general, but what part of marketing? Is it actually email marketing, social media marketing, YouTube marketing, digital marketing in general, but maybe paid marketing? Marketing is a good subject to tackle, but it's pretty broad. Maybe a good place to start is Seth Godin's book, This is Marketing. It's a pretty broad entry point to the conversation. And so let me know what you're working on your PDP, SVE bartender. Love your content. Grateful that you're able to come on today. Massive like button smashed, growing the beard out, living the dad life at, I don't even know, 5 months. Sean Bradley's 5.5 months old. You want to see the young legend? There he is. There's the little guy, Sean Bradley Cannell. Right now, my wife and him are in Washington. I'm meeting them soon, hustling on some work stuff this week. There he is at Topgolf. There's Sean Bradley Cannell on the journey. A miracle too. We didn't know if we'd ever be able to have kids. We've been married 15 years, and my wife got really sick, got a chronic illness at a couple years into our marriage, and we weren't sure we'd ever be able to have kids. Thank God for some surgeries and some prayer and some perseverance. And so every day, everywhere we look, man, we see miracles. And this guy is such a blessing. And we're super grateful for him. There's that mohawk, man, the Sean Bradley mohawk blowing in the wind. Like what? And so super, super grateful. Thank you for the congrats. That's my wife, Sonia Cannell. If you want to connect, hit me up at Sean Cannell on the Instagrams. And then also talkwiththink.com. If you want to connect, link in the description down below, talkwiththink.com. Let us help you figure out that next stage, that next step in growing your YouTube channel or building a business around your YouTube channel. And in the meantime, friends, keep crushing it, keep smashing it. And remember, you gotta just press record. Peace.